Hey folks, hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since I posted a video. So today I will briefly go over two categories of goal setting in practice. And this is something that I learned from the runner, coach, and author Steve Magness, who is one of the co-founders of The Growth Equation. These categories are something that we can apply to pretty much any discipline, but I would like to make it more music specific for you guys. So there is a lot of nuance when it comes to this topic, the topic of goal setting, of course. There is no right or wrong approach, and it's very case by case and individual situation. But essentially, we have two categories of goals, open and specific. So for example, let's say you were suddenly asked to sub on a show on Broadway for a show that you've never played before, and you have a week to learn the music. This is a type of practice where you would need to come through in a clutch. This is a very specific goal that asks for a very specific and focused type of practice. It's very deadline based, and in some cases it can be stressful and exciting. Then we have the open-ended goals. Just like the name implies, it's not deadline-based, and it allows for much more curiosity in musical development, especially to see where things lead. So my personal opinion is that it's healthy to have both types. It depending, of course, on the situation, and we want to try not to get stuck doing one or the other too much. So let's look at a few more examples and also become aware of some common problems that might come up, at least from my perspective, if we do one too much and not the other. So going back to specific goal setting. Let's say you have an important gig coming up, you must learn the repertoire, learn the notes, the rhythms, how it fits in the scope of the score. Or let's say you have an audition coming up. It's very specific, it's a specific timeline. You have a specified city, a specified concert hall, a time where you need to be in a certain amount of weeks, and you have to prepare a specific number of excerpts or pieces. You want to schedule each session very strategically in this situation. You schedule mock auditions, you schedule which excerpts to practice on which day, how long approximately. Of course, things never turn out 100% the way we plan because life happens, but as you can see, this is very, very deadline based, and it requires a very, very focused kind of practice. One major challenge for doing specific approach like this too much is that we can easily end up stuck in this tunnel vision and really get boxed in for doing just this kind of practice. And the common pitfall, of course, is that we leave long-term musical growth a little bit on the back burner. I'm talking about things like exploring musical colors, exploring our dynamic range, trying new interpretations, growing our technical skills like in a long-term sort of way. This can also become a chronic problem when we have to learn many programs back to back with limited time. This is something that I noticed was becoming a problem with myself and also with others around me during the busy season when we have to play many programs one after another and we have very short time to learn it. Going back to the open-ended goal setting, another example is the popular 100 Days of Practice Challenge. It allows for long-term technical development, exploring the language of a new genre or composer, and in general, it allows for more creativity. It tends to be mostly process-oriented, so one challenge is to still create some sort of direction, since we are not dealing with deadlines here. Otherwise, we might end up wasting our time in maintenance mode during a window of opportunity to actually musically expand. My favorite thing about the open-ended goal setting is that it encourages us to enjoy flow and the present moment so much more. So which type is better? I really think it depends on the situation and also on the individual in question. So, for example, one type of goal setting can really spark motivation in someone, while the other can be really discouraging, and that might be vice versa for a different person. It might be the other way around. Sometimes, even when it comes down to practicing the same thing, two different people would set their goals differently. So let me know what your thoughts are about this, and let me know what you're working on currently in the comment section below. Until next time, happy practicing.